Hello, I'm Hadley Heath Manning with the Independent Women's Voice. I'm here with Beverly Gossage, an expert on the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, and a senior fellow with Independent Women's Voice. When it comes to repealing Obamacare, there are tough questions being asked that deserve answers. So today, I'm going to ask some of the toughest questions, and Beverly will answer. This series of questions is about women's health and insurance. Question 1. Will health insurance companies charge women higher premiums than men if Obamacare is repealed?
You know, this is an often misunderstood topic. Actually, group plans and some states charge the same rates for all applicants before the ACA. But yes, most states did base their rates on actuarial tables and one's likelihood of claims. So, of course, women were charged more in private plans. But do you know why? Rates are determined actuarially, and women, on average, have more claims than men. Just makes sense. But did you know that men pay more for car insurance and life insurance for the same reason? And here's a fun fact for us girls. At about age 55, the actuarial rate tables for health insurance reverse and men start to pay more. Even before the ACA, though, rates were very low when they did that based upon your risk of claims. For example, a 30-year-old's rate in some states was about $55 for men, and women were about $82. But under the ACA, women have seen their rates double and triple, while men have seen theirs quadruple. So now rates for most affordable plan on the ACA is about $357 for both male and females. So to answer your question, with repeal, your state regulations will still be in place. So in New York, all ages and genders paid the same, and they will continue to do that. But they have very high rates. So perhaps New York may want to change their state regulations to help you have more affordable rates. Most states are actuarially based, and they will continue to do so. But the good news is, with repeal, you'll see more competition and lower price options for everyone, including women.
Question 2. What will happen to the new benefits I have as a woman, like no copay birth control and preventive care, if Obamacare is repealed?
Well, good question. We hear that all the time about preventive care benefits. Many carriers offered, especially group plans, and they will likely continue to do so, to cover birth control. And the thing about that is, no matter what the mandated coverage, no matter what benefit is offered in a plan, there's a trade-off in the price of the premium. So, when we see that rates, especially for young women, have gone up to 400% from what they were before, yet now they can brag that they have a $9 birth control is covered. That doesn't seem to make sense. Some people would rather say, look, I'll pay for my own birth control if you reduce my premiums back down. That same goes for any of the other preventive benefits. Some people say, I'll pay for my own checkup. I just want my premiums to be lower. Did you know more carriers offered free checkup before the ACA? And only about a third of the people actually got those physicals, even though they were considered free. But yet they were paying more in their premium. The thing is, we really want you to have a choice. So with repeal, the carriers will offer multiple plans, and you can choose which have the benefits and the premiums and the preventive wellness features that you want and that fit your budget. And don't forget that free and low-cost birth control is actually available at most charitable clinics.
Is pregnancy considered a preexisting condition? Will insurance companies deny coverage to pregnant women if Obamacare is repealed?
Well, again, pre-existing conditions is very misunderstood. But most groups, of course, group rules were that if you applied for a job while you were pregnant, they could not ban you from taking their coverage. Of course, they had to cover you. But again, it's very different with the private market. Those 7 states that we talked about, you could walk in and get a policy, no questions asked, but the rates would be very high. On the other states that had actuarial value, of course, they knew that you're going to have a claim coming up very shortly. And so they would then deny you coverage if you waited to apply until you got pregnant. You could, however, get guaranteed coverage on the high-risk pool. You would have to pay a little bit more, but you could get coverage right away. Under the ACA, if you would come to me now and say, I need a policy and it's February and I just found out I'm pregnant, that is not a special enrollment consideration. So So you actually could not get coverage until January 1st at any price. So if you buy a policy before you need it, just like you do for auto or homeowners, the rates will be lower, and that's to help you pay for your out-of-pocket. So again, we want to make sure that people have options and that people have an incentive to buy before they need the coverage.